Morning. I'm Gil Donkersgood.
And I'm Nelda Schulte,
And
we're Calgary Dwelling Consultants with Maxwell
South-Star
Realty. And we find quality tenants.
For residential property owners.
And I do stress quality.
And we're going to talk about that today.
So tonight I want to tell you about one of our clients. He has got this gorgeous property. It's $1 million property. It's got vaulted ceilings, so the great room probably has about a 20-foot ceiling that goes right up to the roof. It's got hardwood floors, ginormous windows.
Concrete finished basement floor.
Beautiful.
With a wet bar and a couple of extra rooms.
And the countertops are some kind of inlaid stone. They're just beautiful. It's got a sunroom on the main floor, an office, a half bathroom, laundry room, and the backyard is fantastic. It's got a waterfall and a fire pit and a pond.
The upstairs has, yes, you can have fish, sorry to interrupt it. The upstairs has 3 bedrooms plus a master bedroom. The master bedroom has a huge ensuite and then a walk-in closet, and then there's another bathroom upstairs. There's a bathroom in the basement with a steam shower, and there is a bathroom on the main floor. Is there just the one? I think just one.
Yeah, one on the main floor.
Beautiful property.
The floors are gorgeous.
How many square feet would you say? 27?
About 3,000.
3,000 square feet.
Yeah. So a beautiful property, a very upscale property in a really beautiful high-end part of town.
We would love to live there. I could set up my band in the basement and
And I wouldn't need earplugs or anything.
The
long and the short of the story is the property owner called us because he had a big problem with one of his tenants. His former tenant, who had it before we took over, ended up taking a baseball bat or some kind of a metal object to the fridge, so there's big dents in the fridge.
Stainless steel fridge.
And she also decided to take that same baseball bat to the stainless steel sink.
So there's the big dents in the fridge and the sink. Oh, what other damage was there?
Oh, she pulled all the screens out of every single window. There are about 30 windows in the place. All the screens were gone. So we were hunting around trying to find them and wondering why the heck you take the screens out of every single window. She bashed in some of the
window cranks.
handles, cranks.
There was, I think, fingernail polish on some of the carpets.
Yeah, wax inlaid into all of the carpets on the upstairs bedrooms. It was on the walls, on the floors, downstairs, in the bathroom. The place hadn't ever been cleaned.
There was some damage on the floors, some little dents that I have never seen.
Big scrapes.
What else do we have?
Filthy, dirty burns. Every single bulb, just about every single bulb in the house was burned out.
But there was chemical burns.
Chemical burns on the countertops, in the bathrooms. And she'd also pulled out all the smoke detectors, like not just removed them, pulled them out so that the wires were hanging. And then after a couple weeks after she moved out, someone kicked the front door in.
Oh, we haven't even mentioned yet the dog.
Oh yes, yeah, because she was taking such good care of the property herself. She decided to get a great big dog who pooped all over the place, and of course she didn't clean anything up.
Just gross. Like it was horrible.
So when I came through, he had already had a cleaning lady come in and clean things up somewhat, like to just get it started. And then I brought another cleaning crew in. They did more cleaning. And then I made a deficiency list that was about as long as my arm. And then I made another second one up that was about half the size of my arm. So we had maintenance people and carpenters, electricians. They had people paint. It cost them about $5,000. But it doesn't end there.
I think this is the point now where we found a tenant.
Yeah. So we got everything cleaned up, fixed up. Front and backyard looked pretty good. We advertised. We found not one but 2 really excellent quality tenants. There was a competition for the property. We got it rented really quite quickly.
To a really great family, which we vetted because that's what we do.
Anyway, they're really great. And then this poor landlord thought, great, I'm done with all that ugliness. It's all finished. But that's not where the story ends. A couple days ago, he texted me and he says, oh, by the way, this former tenant texted him and said that she wanted to take him to court for being illegally evicted. And she wanted to take him to court for, get this, not getting her security deposit back.
So, he asked us to provide any documentation we had, including the deficiency list, the invoices, and any pictures that we might have, so that he would have some evidence for the judge.
We sent all that off to him, and then I texted him and said, please tell me that she signed a lease and that you did a move-in and a move-out inspection.
And that you follow the proper eviction protocols.
And I didn't hear anything back from him.
So, if he didn't do a move-in inspection, there's a very good chance that he will actually have to provide the damage deposit back. Not necessarily, it depends on the judge and what the judge believes. But we go on about this a lot. Do your diligence.
You really have to put your paperwork in place. And if you don't put your paperwork in place and she takes him to court and he's got nothing to back it up, if he says, I don't have a move-in inspection, I don't have any pictures before, I didn't do a move-out inspection, he's hooped.
Or he could be. I mean, it's not necessarily.
No.
We do have pictures of the damage after. And I think it's reasonable for the judge to say, I believe that's the landlord is telling the truth. But that's not guaranteed. You just don't want to be in a position where you're exposed like that.
No. And you also don't want the judge to be pointing a finger at you and saying, you didn't do your due diligence and I'm going to ding you, which they sometimes...
They will sometimes go after you. They expect you to do your work as a landlord. If you're not going to follow the rules, then you're going to pay the price.
They're not very nice to you.
Sometimes. I don't want to paint them all with that brush just in case we ever come up against one for some reason.
We want to be somewhat nice.
They'll say, didn't I see you?
No, that wasn't us. That was our evil twins.
I thought I was the evil twin. Okay.
Anyway, that's kind of our message for today is when people move in, first thing before they move in, you've got to do your due diligence. Get landlord references, get work references, get a...
Yeah, because we haven't mentioned this, but this particular person had become somewhat complacent in rent paying, and I don't want to say anything that's going to get us in trouble, but she definitely wasn't paying her rent on time.
But if he would have gotten a pay stub and got some legitimacy for where she was working, he could see how much money she was making, or even if she was working. Because he had his suspicions about what she did for a living, and I remember thinking, why doesn't he know what she does for a living? I know what all of our tenants do for a living. Yes. I know where they work. I've got government issued ID. I know exactly who they are, and I've got their car license plate number and everything else. So I'm not going to have any surprises when they move in unless they're really good at an alias.
A couple of weeks after we took over the property, we got there and we found out that the door had been kicked in. They had to replace the outside door. So...
You don't need this.
No.
You don't need this.
I'm reasonably certain that 99% of the time, a good job of vetting will prevent any of this stuff from happening.
Mm-hmm. What we find with people like her is that when you start digging and you start asking for information, they disappear. Because they know you're going to find something, and they don't want to deal with it, so they'll just move on to the next victim.
So, we harp on this again and again, but here's another episode where proper vetting and proper documentation could have gone a long way to saving headaches.
Yeah. And this poor guy has a beautiful house that it deserves to be treated with love and care. He used to live in it. It was his residence, and it hurts him to see it destroyed like that.
Yeah.
And it really bothered him to get all the repairs done. He didn't want to deal with it. It's like, Nelda, you just deal with all of that and just send me the bill. I just don't want to even see it. So I feel badly for him because he didn't need to go through that.
No. But by the same token,
it happened.
You have the ability to control the outcome of these things by just following the process.
Yeah, that's our 2 cents. It's Stampede Week in Calgary.
And it's hot like crazy.
Oh my gosh, I was wearing my big plaid shirt and my cowboy hat and my jeans, and I just took them off for this because I just couldn't handle the heat. But we do love the heat here.
Yeah,
it is perfect weather for the Stampede.
And it is perfect weather for Calgary summer, and it's perfect weather for Calgary winter even, because...
Perfect weather any time of the year. We'll take summer anytime we can get it.
Yes. Okay, that's it for us.
Have yourself a great Stampede weekend if you're in Calgary, and if you're out of Calgary, I hope you're having fun celebrating whatever holiday or festive event you've got going on in your area. Or find something fun to do.
Yes, it's summer after all. It's time to have fun. Okay, that's it for us. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. And keep the questions coming. We are liking them. And that's about everything, I think.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Bye.